Outlook.
And welcome back to our continuing coverage of severe weather across South Georgia and Northwest Florida. We're watching a line of very dangerous storms now rapidly moving northeast, generally about 40 to 50 miles per hour. A couple of tornado warnings, and there is now a radar-confirmed tornado here as we look down not very far away from Thomasville and Cairo. That's Grady County under warning until 3:15. We'll zoom on in and show you where we've got circulation, a tight little circulation right in there that is now just north of Cairo and Route 84 and getting ready to come across Route 112 as of the latest scan. Now, what's interesting about this is we are also seeing now debris signature, and so this is called the correlation coefficient, and basically what this is telling us is where you've got meteorological targets that are more rounded like rain and hail versus non-meteorological targets that are more irregular like debris, pieces of branches or actual structural debris, and that's showing up very well right in there, right where that circulation is. So that is a tornado that is ongoing right now just northwest of Cairo, and again it is moving to the east-northeast, so that's going to take aim on Ocklawahnee here before very long. We'll go back to the radar picture, and there's the circulation again showing up very nicely there just northwest of Cairo. It looks like there aren't any towns just to the northeast of Cairo, so maybe a little bit less populated, but it may be headed right for Ocklawahnee as it moves east-northeast very rapidly. So a dangerous storm here, likely tornado in progress just northwest of Cairo in Georgia. And then to the north of that, another tornado warning to tell you about. That is Doherty, Turner, and Worth counties under warning until 3:30 in the morning. Now here it is less evident that we've got well-developed circulation. You see sort of a broader, more elongated circulation, maybe some spin within that, along that interface there. That is now coming into the I-75 corridor between Arabi and Ashburn, so we'll watch out for a possible tornado in that area. Please take cover there, but that is not as pronounced as the one that we saw to the south. Now, to the north of that, the question we've been asking for a lot of the night is whether or not we would see much activity in the Atlanta metro. It's looking less and less like that is going to be the case. You've got some storms that are now coming up into the southwest side of the Atlanta metro. There's still an awful lot of shear in the atmosphere. It's becoming warmer and more humid all the time, but it's just not unstable enough, and these storms are not terribly strong. They're trying to get going now, so we may see just a little bit of wind coming into the Atlanta metro before too long, and we can't rule out actually a tornado even if we have these what are called lower top storms. They don't have to be real strong to rotate just because you've got so much wind shear, but right now they're fairly lackluster, and we're really running out of time to see a whole lot of activity in the Atlanta metro. So that certainly bodes well for Atlanta, I think. Maybe still some severe weather yet, but I think not as great of a risk as we thought there might be earlier today. Now, looking at tomorrow, we're going to see these very strong low-level winds coming in, a little bit of turning of the wind with height here. We're going to see a lot of instability, especially in the eastern part of North Carolina. So it is likely going to be a very busy day tomorrow, probably a lot more active across eastern parts of North Carolina, eastern Virginia. We've got a TorCon of 6 out of 10 right around Raleigh and into southeastern Virginia. So please be aware of that. We've got a 5 out of 10 in western North Carolina. We may reduce that number a little bit. And also looking at a 5 out of 10 in eastern South Carolina. So I think from 95 over towards 85 in particular in those areas, that's where we're going to be looking at a severe threat and likely some tornadoes as well. Ray, Todd, over to you.
All right, Carl, thanks a lot. And, hey, still 50% chance of a tornado. That's pretty high odds. And one of the areas that Todd mentioned is Carl mentioned was the Atlanta area.
I mentioned it one time, too.
He mentioned it, and one of the areas that may be seeing maybe less of a chance of severe weather. But still, we're going to be prepared for this dangerous weather as it continues to move closer to us.
Yeah, and of course, our Chris Warren is live in Atlanta with the latest. Chris, how are things looking right now?
But right now, I mean, they're changing by the minute, but right now things are pretty quiet. I feel a little bit of a breeze at my back right now, and temperatures have warmed up quite a bit, about 10 degrees in the past several hours, past 4 hours or so, and at one point warming up in just an hour about 5 degrees. So we are seeing some changes with winds coming more from the south. Right here at the surface, I can tell you the winds are not very strong for the most part, but what's hard to see, but I can see with the naked eye, is the clouds up above are racing by. And we do have the flag overhead is also blowing, generally from a southerly direction. But here on the ground, I put up these little streamers here, if you will, and they get wet and they stick to the pole. But generally, there's not a lot of wind right here. You get up higher elevation and the winds are stronger. We know that. And you get up even higher and they're stronger yet. And I can see the clouds racing by. So we are going to be seeing some more showers. And here by the interstate where I am right now, 285, we're about a 10 or 15 minute drive from downtown Atlanta on a good day. And what we're going to be dealing with overnight and into the morning commute, we're looking at for some heavy rain and some showers at times. And then behind this system, I mean, you're going to have a chance for some straight line winds and some strong storms. But behind this, we're going to look for a windy day. There's a wind advisory in effect for a good portion of central and north Georgia and a good portion of the southeast. And if you're in Texas, if you're in Louisiana, you know it has been pretty windy behind this system. So we are going to be looking at that chance, and with the rain that we've seen, that the chance for some strong winds, the soil's pretty wet. So if you get some of these strong gusts, it's possible some trees could come down, possibly some trees that have disease or a little weakened in some of that wet soil. So there are multiple concerns to be thinking about. Also some localized flooding with some of the heaviest rain. But for now, things are pretty quiet. There is a line of storms, Ray and Todd, that we are looking at, possibly within the next half an hour. Could be here. We're going to keep an eye on that, and of course, we'll bring it to you when and if it arrives.
All right, well, thanks, Chris. Chris Warren here live in Atlanta, and we're going to have a lot more coming up and plenty more on some of the severe weather. This video out of Kenner, Louisiana, damage to a church, LaPlace. This area that saw some of this damage, and trees down in and around the area, too.
Yeah, the Sugar Hill subdivision among the hardest hit. Classes are canceled today for schools in St. John the Baptist Parish. We'll be right back.
Pet moments are beautiful, unless you have allergies. Then your eyes may see it differently. Only Flonase is approved to relieve both itchy, watery eyes and congestion. No other nasal allergy spray can say that. When we breathe in allergens, our bodies react by overproducing 6 key inflammatory substances that cause our symptoms. Most allergy pills only control one substance. Flonase controls 6, and 6 is greater than 1. Complete allergy relief or incomplete? Let your eyes decide. Flonase, 6 is greater than 1, changes everything.
If you have high blood pressure like I do, many cold medicines may raise your blood pressure. That's why there's Coricidin HBP. It relieves cold symptoms without raising blood pressure. So look for powerful cold medicine with the heart. Coricidin HBP.
I am never getting married.
Never.
Guaranteed.
You picked a beautiful ring.
Thank you. We're never having kids.
Breathe. A little bit here.
We are never moving to the suburbs. We are never getting one of those. We're never having another kid.
I'm pregnant.
I'm never letting go.
For all the nevers in life, State Farm is there.
Let me talk to you about retirement. A 401k is the most sound way to go. Let's talk asset allocation.
Sure.
You seem knowledgeable, professional.
I'm actually a DJ.
No way.
That really is you.
If they're not a CFP pro, you just don't know. CFP, work with the highest standard.
The challenges facing the country never stop. So neither does the U.S. Army. We train, adapt, and get smarter. Every soldier, every unit, every day. Not to keep up with change, but to drive it. Nobody knows what problems tomorrow will bring. But we do know who will solve them.
A little rain, a little shine, a little change all the time. When the weather is fine.
Come on down to Weather Underground, weeknights at 6 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, afternoon thunderstorms developing, windy. A few storms may be severe. High 84. Tonight, some clouds. Chance of a shower or thunderstorm through the evening. Low 59. Thursday, mainly sunny. High 71. Winds west-northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Tomorrow on AMHQ, severe storms continue moving across the Gulf Coast into the Carolinas. We are on early to keep you safe starting at 4 a.m. Eastern.
Building the only trucks with the best fuel economy, best towing, best torque, and best payload takes guts. Overcoming any obstacle, that's the glory. Get a great deal on the trucks that give you both during Ram Truck Month. Get 0% financing for 60 months, plus up to $2,000 truck month bonus cash on 2016 Ram 1500 trucks.
You won't believe where I got this beautiful skin. MD Complete, the only clinically proven way to get dermatologist-level results outside of the dermatologist's office. MD Complete reduces fine lines, eliminates dark spots, and improves radiance.
I always thought my skin was pretty good, but I never knew it could look this good. It was like, wow, this stuff actually works.
MD Complete. Simple, effective, complete.
It really just makes a huge difference.
Now available at Target, CVS, and MDCompleteSkincare.com.
What's going on? You gotta shut it down. This is totally going viral. Well, I want to go viral.
Going viral? Get Scrubbing Bubbles. Clean and disinfect.
20,000 views. What? Oh, it looks so clean in here.
All right, continuing coverage now of severe weather, but this was yesterday. If you were in Moncha, Louisiana, you can relate. High-speed wipers, low-speed travel. Check out how fast those wipers are going, how hard the rain is coming down. And you can hear it off the windshield there. Visibility, not down, I can't see a thing, but low enough. A tough drive in, and the rain and the thunderstorms continue to roll on off toward the east and north. Well, current severe weather continues to, I'd say, hit South Georgia, parts of the Panhandle of Florida pretty hard, as this is where the most active weather has been in our tornado watch. A couple of tornado warnings and numerous severe thunderstorm warnings, and even a radar indicated tornado here near the Cairo area, for Grady County until 3:15 local time. Now, we have seen some weakening of this cell, but radar did confirm a tornado earlier. But as we could see from our velocity here, that we're not seeing as much of a signature as we were earlier. If we go back, you can see actually how we had a little bit better coupler right here. And then as we go on through and we track that, you can see we've got a little less definitive here in terms of rotation in that cell as it continues to roll on off toward the north. And that's actually good news, right? A weaker cell, so less of a threat for maybe a tornadic cell. So Ashburn, you're next for Ashburn. This is the city of Ashburn until 3:15 local time. Getting ready to expire. That's a severe thunderstorm warning, and our tornado warning for Grady County also just expired. But severe storms continue to fire along this line and are most unstable of the air down across South Georgia and into North Florida here. So these storms are all coming east. Big complex of rain and thunderstorms, and places like Tallahassee and even on off towards St. Marks and Adele and even on off toward Barney at 4:09 Eastern time. Stronger storms. I think the threat's going to be gusty winds, maybe 50 to 60 miles per hour, and some hail and possibly even some occasional spin-ups here. As once again, this area is in the tornado watch. So we'll watch that area closely. Now as we go north, starting to see rainfall come in, and it's starting to pick up in intensity and just a little bit better coverage out across northwest Georgia, getting on the south side of town across the perimeter here in Atlanta. A stronger storm, but it's not warned on, but still some pretty heavy downpours, but briefly moving on off toward the north or northeast with a quick heavy downpour. Northwest Georgia around Dalton starting to see some of these stronger storms roll on in, and starting to see northern Alabama also picking up on some of these stronger storms. Todd?
And let's take this and look ahead of rest of today, and we're going to see a possible another outbreak. Let's take a look at how things are going to be shaping up for the rest of today. We have that moist surface flow. We have that strong cold front, then a little higher up in the atmosphere, about several thousand feet. We have the strong upper level jet, and about 5,000 feet up we have a very strong low-level jet, and all this is what caused the most severe threat for today. Look what happens from Miami all the way up to New York City. We have that severe storm threat, but really going to be targeting around the Carolinas. Currently have the TorCon value of 6, and central and eastern parts of North Carolina, meaning a 60% chance of a tornado within 50 miles of any location. A 5, TorCon value of 5 in the western parts of North Carolina and eastern parts of South Carolina, a TorCon value of 5. So as we look ahead to this morning, really your drive times for the lunchtime hour, look what happens when we get closer to 10, 11, 12 o'clock for Charlotte and Columbia. That's when this line really begins to grow and get bigger and gets a little worse. And this is why we're concerned about the threat for severe storms through the Carolinas, 3, 4, 5 o'clock. Look at Richmond right about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And really most of the areas into eastern North Carolina, Ray, is going to be the threat for severe weather. And yet another breaking news update right here.
Yeah, the tornado warning that we had in effect earlier that expired has now been reissued for Ben Hill and Turner counties, I believe. Yeah, we're going to go in on it. We could see Ben Hill, Turner County until 3:45. If you're in the Rebecca area, possible rotation with this cell as it moves on off toward the east and north, moving pretty quickly. So we'll continue to have updates on this storm and other storms as they develop here over the next few minutes.
My son and I used to watch the red carpet shows on TV. Now I'm walking them. Life is unpredictable. One thing I need to be predictable is to be flake-free. Because I have used Head & Shoulders for 20 years. Used regularly, it removes up to 100% of flakes, keeping you protected. Every week, every month, every year.
You ready, Mom?
Always. Life is unpredictable. So embrace it. Head & Shoulders. Live flake-free for life.
When you report the weather,
Oh, yes! Yes! Yes!
there are two things you can never forget.
Woo!
A sense of adventure and a warm jacket.
Yes!
LL Bean, official outfitter of the Weather Channel.
Listen to that!
I've always been protective of my little sister. But when she got cancer, she was the strong one. She learned while she needed chemo, it could weaken my immune system. But then you found out about Neulasta. Right.
Neulasta helps reduce infection risk by boosting your white blood cell count, which strengthens your immune system. In a key study, Neulasta reduced the risk of infection from 17% to 1%, a 94% decrease. Neulasta is for certain cancer patients receiving strong chemotherapy. Do not take Neulasta if you're allergic to Neulasta or Neupogen. Ruptured spleens, sometimes fatal, as well as serious lung problems, allergic reactions, kidney injuries, and capillary leak syndrome have occurred. Report abdominal or shoulder tip pain, trouble breathing, allergic reactions, puffiness in face or ankles, change in urine, swelling of stomach area, feeling of fullness, dizziness, or feeling faint to your doctor right away. In patients with sickle cell disorders, serious, sometimes fatal crises can occur. The most common side effect is bone and muscle ache.
Ellie's strong, but she still needs help.
Yeah, I do.
Ask your doctor about Neulasta.
Where can you satisfy your craving for a delicious 100% Alaskan cod meal? Right here at Long John Silver's. Enjoy our tasty 2-piece hand-battered Alaskan cod basket, hand-dipped in our classic batter, now for just $5.99. Because at Long John Silver's, you deserve more.
I had my mission and Maxwell House by my side. Each Maxwell House blend is selected from 5 different types of beans. So all I tasted was victory.
Maxwell House. Good to the last drop.
We know you have a morning routine. We have one too. 7 days a week, AMHQ is right here and weather ready with Jim Cantori, Stephanie Abrams, Jen Carfagno, and the rest of AMHQ.
Let's get right to what you want, and that is the weather.
AMHQ, every morning starting at 5 on the Weather Channel.
Hey, how's it going? Hotcakes? Hotcakes.
This place has hotcakes.
Hotcakes.
So why aren't they selling like hotcakes? With Comcast Business Internet and Wi-Fi Pro, they could be. Just add a customized message to your Wi-Fi Pro splash page, and you'll reach your customers where their eyes are already, on their devices. Order up. It's more than just Wi-Fi. It can help grow your business. You don't see that every day.
Introducing Wi-Fi Pro. Wi-Fi that helps grow your business. Comcast Business. Built for business.
Cough tires you and everyone around. During a cold, excess phlegm can build up in your lungs and keep you coughing. To stop cough, you have to get the excess phlegm out. Tocol is a powerful multi-symptom cold syrup that helps eject phlegm. Tocol's triple action quiets cough, clears airways, and gets rid of phlegm with a productive cough that relieves you. For phlegm and cough relief, This is my guarantee or your money back. To Cole, the Phlegm Ejector at these stores.
Tomorrow on AMHQ, severe storms continue moving across the Gulf Coast into the Carolinas. We are on early to keep you safe starting at 4 a.m. Eastern.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, afternoon thunderstorms developing, windy. A few storms may be severe. High 84. Tonight, some clouds. Chance of a shower or thunderstorm through the evening. Low 59. Thursday, mainly sunny. High 71. Winds west-northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Need to be prayerful, and we need to be mindful of just how serious these incidents can be, and take those warnings of tornado warnings very seriously, and in the future as well.
All right, that was Louisiana Governor John Bel Edwards. At least 2 deaths reported from yesterday's severe storms and more severe weather rolling now early this morning. That's why we continue our live coverage. And right now, live tornado watch in effect until 6 o'clock this morning for areas around Columbus and Macon Point South. Now, the watch meaning that tornadoes possible in and around the watch area. So just because you're here and maybe not here doesn't mean that you're not out of the threat for thunderstorms and tornadoes, because it certainly is possible now as we continue to head through the next few hours. Got a couple of tornado warnings. Looks like we've got a new one just issued. Dodge County, Wilcox County here in Georgia, and they continue to roll on off toward the north and northeast. So all have been within this line of rain and thunderstorms that continues to roll on off toward the east and north. So these storms now have occasionally produced tornadoes, and we had one radar indicated tornado as that came on off toward the north and northeast. This is the same cell, I believe, that has continued to produce these tornado warnings of Ben Hill and Turner counties, and this is the latest warning now around Abbeville and even on into Rhine, Dodge and Wilcox County until 3:45. That's a new tornado warning that's now in effect. And so we take a look at the rotation here, kind of being a little bit covered there by the city of Rebecca. If we take that off, you can see maybe a little couplet here. This would be where we are looking for at least rotation in the clouds and winds blowing in different directions. And right now we're tracking this storm off toward Owensboro and Kramer, 336 and about 348 in Copeland. So dangerous storm now continuing to roll off toward the north or northeast. It's had a history of producing radar indicated tornadoes, and it looks like it's maintaining at least some of its intensity as it rolls on off toward the north and northeast. So Ben Hill County, Turner County, tornado warning until 3:45, and the latest warnings come out for Dodge and Wilcox County. That's these counties further on off toward the north. So severe weather continuing to threaten us now within our tornado watch as storms continue to roll on off toward the east. Numerous severe thunderstorm warnings headed through Tallahassee and St. Marks, Perry, and off toward Valdosta. We're continuing to watch these storms roll east. Tallahassee, 53-mile-per-hour wind gusts, so just below severe criteria, but strong enough to blow some things around and some loose debris in the area. So with these storms maintaining their intensity as they come east, so it's going to be a very busy morning here out across the Panhandle in southeast Georgia, and even a little bit further on off toward the north where some of these stronger storms are producing occasionally the spin-ups or tornadoes within our tornado watch. So we'll continue to watch these storms roll on off toward the east and north, and severe weather will continue to be a threat, not only in the Panhandle, but potentially maybe a little further north in northern Alabama. We're getting just isolated severe storms in Madison, Marshall, and Morgan counties until 2:30 local time. Some isolated severe spells potentially producing maybe some stronger winds at times. And around Atlanta, stronger storms, I'd say, getting ready to come in through southeast Cobb County on the north side of town. But right now, it looks like we will continue to see that threat for severe weather be minimal here out across most of north and northwest Georgia. Todd?
And looking ahead for the rest of your Wednesday, we have the severe storm threat moving toward the eastern seaboard. Really thinking about the I-95 corridor, especially through the Carolinas up through Washington, D.C. and Baltimore. In fact, we actually have a new look at the TorCon values here, a little farther to the east now. So central eastern parts of North Carolina, eastern Virginia, a 6 on the TorCon value, 5 for southeastern South Carolina and southeast Georgia. And at least for the next couple of hours, southern Georgia and northern Florida, a 6. But that's going to wind down over the next couple of hours. That's really with the current line of storms cells we're looking at now. So in Raleigh, looking at TorCon value of 6 anytime during the afternoon hours. Norfolk, same type of thing, but extending into the evening hours. And Myrtle Beach, looking at a good long day with that as well. So a lot of storms to cover, not only for the overnight hours, but even more so through the rest of the Wednesday. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Well, the squirrels are back in the attic.
Mom?
Your dad won't call an exterminator.
Can I call you back, Mom?
He says it's personal this time.
If you're a mom, you call it the worst time. That's what you do. If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
Where are you? It's very loud there. Are you taking a Zumba class?
Don't miss Founders Days at Pep Boys. Buy 2 Rain-X Latitude water repellency wiper blades and get $10 off instantly. And when you buy 3 select tires, you get the 4th free instantly. Trust the boys to get you there.
When I lay in my Tempur-Pedic Contour, the next thing I know, it's morning.
With TemperFlex, you've got the spring and bounce of a traditional mattress.
My cloud feels like somebody's hugging you.
There's a Tempur-Pedic for everyone. And now through February 28th, save up to $300 on one of our most popular Tempur-Breeze mattress sets.
I tried Depend last weekend. It really made the difference between a morning around the house and getting a little exercise.
Only Depend underwear has new Confidence Core technology for fast absorption and the smooth, comfortable fit of FitFlex protection. Get a coupon at depend.com.
The kitchen, that's home. I know that's like my grandma cooked, my mom cooked. I cook. Chocolate bread pudding and souffles and banana bread. I make a lot of banana bread because the baby likes bananas. So we always have bananas in the house.
Whatever home means to you, we'll help you find it. Zillow.
Jet.com is here. The smart way to save on pretty much anything. It's the biggest thing in shopping since credit cards.
And all you do is sign.
With Jet.com, you can save on pretty much anything. It's the biggest thing in shopping since shopping.
You're my buddy, my pal, my friend. It will be that way until the end. And wherever you go, I want you.
Making the most out of every mile. That's why I got a Subaru Impreza.
Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
My clear solution for pain, Salonpas Jet Spray, powered by 2 medicines. Salonpas sprays on clear, dries fast, and provides up to 8 full hours of relief.
Salonpas, powerful relief when and where you need it.
I take pictures of sunrises, but with my back pain, I couldn't sleep and get up in time. Then I found Aleve PM.
Aleve PM is the only one to combine a safe sleep aid plus the 12-hour pain-relieving strength of Aleve.
I'm back.
Aleve PM for a better AM.
I really want there to be a venue where people who are trying to make a difference can have a voice and have a place to talk about their passions. Weather, climate, environment, technology, science. They're the topics of our lives right now. So let's talk about it.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, afternoon thunderstorms developing, windy. A few storms may be severe. High 84. Tonight, some clouds. Chance of a shower or thunderstorm through the evening. Low 59. Thursday, mainly sunny. High 71. Winds west-northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
All right, continuing coverage of severe weather here at the Weather Channel. Dothan, Alabama, check this out. Rain blowing sideways, heavy rain, and that light was on just a minute ago.
It was.
Right
it
there,
was.
Center of it. Yeah. I don't know what the price of gas is.
No, it got cheaper at that point, yeah.
It looks like 152. Yeah, 152. Not bad, but heavy rain, storms knocking out power here in parts of Alabama during the daytime hours.
Yeah, more than 3,000 customers had the powers knocked out, and we're still looking at severe storms passing its way on through the region, at least for right now, more so into Florida and parts of Georgia as well.
Yeah, that's where we've had the most activity. Welcome back to our continuing live coverage here at the Weather Channel. I'm Ray Stajic.
Yeah, I'm meteorologist Todd Bork. This severe weather threat will continue from early this morning through the rest of today, and we're staying live on the air to keep you safe.
Yeah, and here's the latest of what we know. 3 deaths reported, 2 in St. James Parish in Louisiana, 1 death in Lamar County in Mississippi. And we continue to see deaths with people trapped in. This happened in an RV park in the small town of Convent. At least 24 reports of tornadoes so far from this outbreak. Parts of Louisiana have been pounded by severe weather, and then some of these pictures coming on in here. These pictures show a possible tornado near Laplace, ominous clouds in Kenner, and hail in DeVille. Check that out. So pretty impressive storms with numerous reports of damage, and we'll continue to monitor not only pictures coming in with damage, but also the current situation, which is actually pretty active in South Georgia and even through parts of the Panhandle of Florida. But check out now right along the eastern Gulf of Mexico, some of these stronger storms firing up. Pretty impressive as our upper level low spins. Look at that dry air also starting to punch in out across Alabama and into parts of northwest Georgia. So things should start settling down once that drier air takes over, but not yet here out across South Georgia, east central Georgia now. Heading into South Carolina, some heavy rainfall and also a tornado warning here, not only in central parts of the state of Georgia, but stronger storms further south. Dodge and Wilcox County until 3:45. This is our lone tornado warning at this point, and it's storm rolling on off toward the north and northeast and about 55 miles per hour. And as it does, it could continue to produce some strong, potentially damaging winds. And I haven't heard too much in the way of hail reports, but the potential is also there for large hail along with the heavy rain. Now, looking at a very broad kind of rotation here, really not seeing too much. It gives us too much in the way of concern, but not seeing much in the way of rotation with this storm, but still Doppler indicated potentially tornado here as we head through the next few minutes. Believe in about 12 minutes that will expire. Now, our tornado watch goes in effect until 6 o'clock in the morning and points from about Macon and Columbus and south into south central Georgia into Tallahassee. And this is where the potential does exist for tornadoes in and around the watch area. So you don't necessarily need to be in the watch to get severe weather. It's kind of defined as in and around the watch area. And we're seeing these storms, though, which are severe thunderstorm warnings right now in South Georgia and into the Panhandle of Florida, produce some gusty winds. Some of these winds have been above 50 miles per hour in Tallahassee, Jefferson, Leon, and Wakulla counties until 4 a.m. local time. Severe thunderstorm warnings within our tornado watch. So we've had the tendency for the storms to be more the severe type here, farther south in Georgia going into the Panhandle of Florida, as we've got in Colquitt, Grady, and Thomas counties. And then as you got a little further north, that's where some of the better dynamics produce the rotating cells. But now we're going to start to focus here on the eastern Gulf of Mexico and around the west coast of Florida. As we go through this morning, as this line of storms will come in and starting to get into Perry and eventually Cedar Key, Spring Hill, and Tampa. Probably going to take a few hours to get there, but don't be surprised if we start seeing the threat for strong or severe storms here. So continuing to watch these storms in Florida. Further north, we've got storms pushing on through parts of central and south central Georgia, and even into northwest Georgia now, some of these stronger storms coming in. And the warnings that have been in effect for northern Alabama have been short-lived, the severe thunderstorm warnings, and it looks like most of us now starting to see just general rain showers with the occasional rumble of thunder here as we get into western North Carolina around Asheville and Hickory, even on into the Great Smoky Mountains, some rain coming in. On the backside of this storm, though, we're continuing to see colder air come in also, and that means some snow getting into northern parts of the state of Arkansas. Todd?
And folks here in Atlanta, keeping an eye out on the dangerous cluster of showers and storms, although things have been quiet every now and then. Every time we go to Chris Warren Live, it's always something a little different out there. So, Chris, what is it this time? Oh, you have your hood on this time. You didn't have it on the last time we went to. How's it like out there?
No, exactly, Todd. You know what? I'm soaked now. We did have a pretty heavy rain band come through, and it's starting to pick up a little bit, but it was really coming down about 5 minutes ago. The wind didn't pick up too much, and that's really what we've been seeing throughout the past few hours since we've been out here. We've seen some rain come up, and then it'll go away, and we're seeing it a little bit more steady right now. Temperatures have noticeably come up. Now, the rain's making it feel a little bit cooler, but in the past few hours, right here, it's warmed up about 10 degrees. In fact, a little bit more than 10 degrees. Went from the lower 50s into the lower 60s. And we also saw that at the airport as well. We had the east winds at the airport. Winds shifted around to the south, and then things really jumped up. Temperatures really jumped up. It got much warmer. But as we look around right now, it's wet, kind of, splashing around here in the parking lot. So we still have some of the runoff. And this is going to be part of the story here in central and north Georgia and other parts of the south. The system, it is going to bring with it some strong winds, even behind the severe weather and the thunderstorms that we get, or the heavy showers that may bring some gusty winds. We are looking at the possibility of winds anywhere from 20 to 30 miles an hour. Now, this is during the daytime. And so after all of this rain, again, there's a lot of water here getting into the soils, getting into the grass, into the ground here, and trees that may be, tall and maybe diseased, maybe a little bit weaker, in this very wet soil with winds at times gusting up to 40 miles an hour. Central North Georgia, you could see some trees come down. So even when the strongest storms, as we're watching, move into South Carolina and North Carolina, areas that have already had the heavy rain, already had the severe weather, do have to watch out for the windy conditions that could bring down some trees. And we know here in the south there are a lot of trees and a lot of hills around as well. So the terrain varies quite a bit. Trees a concern when you deal with windy conditions, especially after some very heavy rain. And that heavy rain itself could cause some issues as well. Could cause some localized flooding, could cause some flooding in some creeks. Generally, the smaller creeks will be most vulnerable with the kind of situation that we're dealing with. But Todd, I can tell you what we're going to be doing here is just kind of waiting it out and see what happens with the showers and storms. We haven't seen a lot of lightning with the showers and storms that have come through here because it has been cool, don't have as much instability, but we know that things have been warming up, so we're going to continue to keep an eye on this and see how it develops.
Yeah, thanks so much, Chris. Appreciate you being out there. And really, if we look at the rest of today, the threat pushes farther to the east. Let's take a look at where the thunderstorms are going to be for the remainder of your Wednesday. And we're looking up and down the eastern seaboard, really the I-95 corridor from New York City all the way down to Miami. And the areas that are bringing the most concern basically over the Carolinas as well as Florida. Let me take you through the rest of this morning as we look at the future radar. And as Chris was mentioning, with those showers and storms that are out over the Atlanta area, they'll be passing its way on through already past the rush hour. So by the time we hit 6, 7, 8 o'clock, it's still going to be breezy out there. Off and on shower can still be out there, but the worst conditions will be pushing into North South Carolina, especially down to Florida. This could be an area we're going to be concerned about, as well as both Raleigh up down toward Charleston, but also concerned about the Florida Peninsula in terms of showers and thunderstorms, some of these storms of which could be strong, possibly severe through the day. And then as we head our way through the rest of today into the overnight hours, things are going to start pushing off to sea. Here we are, Raleigh, really the worst timing right here between 3 o'clock and 5 o'clock. So really the mid to late afternoon, we have the risk here in Raleigh to see strong to severe thunderstorms, Ray. And it's going to be something from Raleigh, especially up toward, let's say, parts of Virginia, and all the way down the I-95 corridor to Florida. Really concerned about the threat for severe storms.
And stay with the Weather Channel for our live coverage. It will be continuing. We're going to stay on the air all morning. AMHQ starting an hour early in about 20 minutes. That's 4 a.m. Eastern Time. And if you're away from your TV, you can now watch the Weather Channel on your smartphone or tablet. Visit weather.com for details.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, afternoon thunderstorms developing, windy. A few storms may be severe. High 84. Tonight, some clouds. Chance of a shower or thunderstorm through the evening. Low 59. Thursday, mainly sunny. High 71. Winds west-northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Andrew, Rita, Sandy. Meet Chris, Jackie, Joe. Minor damage or major disaster. When you need us most, we're there. State Farm. We're a force of nature, too.
Building the only truck with the best fuel economy. An award-winning engine. And a 9,200-pound towing capacity. Takes guts. Overcoming any obstacle, that's the glory. Get a great deal on the trucks that give you both during Ram Truck Month. Now get 0% financing for 60 months, plus up to $2,000 truck month bonus cash on 2016 Ram 1500 trucks.
I'm only in my 60s. I've got a nice long life ahead. Big plans. So when I found out Medicare doesn't pay all my medical expenses, I looked at my options. Then I got a Medicare supplement insurance plan.
If you're eligible for Medicare, you may know it only covers about 80% of your Part B medical expenses. The rest is up to you. Call now and find out about an AARP Medicare Supplement Insurance Plan insured by United Healthcare Insurance Company. Like all standardized Medicare Supplement Insurance plans, it helps pick up some of what Medicare doesn't pay and could save you in out-of-pocket medical costs.
To me, relationships matter. I've been with my doctor for 12 years. Now I know I'll be able to stick with them.
With these types of plans, you'll be able to visit any doctor or hospital that accepts Medicare patients. Plus, there are no networks and virtually no referrals needed. So don't wait. Call now and request this free decision guide to help you better understand Medicare and which AARP Medicare supplement plan might be best for you. There's a wide range to choose from.
We love to travel, and there's so much more to see. So we found a plan that can travel with us anywhere in the country.
Join the millions of people who have already enrolled in the only Medicare supplement insurance plans endorsed by AARP, an organization serving the needs of people 50 and over for generations. Remember, all Medicare supplement insurance plans help cover what Medicare doesn't pay and could save you in out-of-pocket medical costs. Call now to request your free decision guide and learn more about the kinds of plans that will be here for you now and down the road.
I have a lifetime of experience, so I know how important that is.
What average underwear feels like. What Duluth Trading Buck Naked underwear feels like. Duluth Trading Buck Naked underwear feels like wearing nothing at all. No pinch, no stink, no sweat. Get a pair only at DuluthTrading.com.
Hi, I'm here with some advice from the future. Don't buy makeup that settles into lines. It ages you. Get Simply Ageless makeup. It floats over lines and you look beautiful. Simply Ageless from Olay and Easy Breezy Beautiful CoverGirl.
All right, Yazoo City, this is where we are in Mississippi. This video showing, well, quite a mess here. Darkening cloud formation, and I don't know if we see a funnel there, but ominous-looking clouds as strong storms hit the area last night. Damage to several homes.
And this is an area that really got hit hard several years ago with a devastating tornado. We also have two fatalities at the Sugar Hill RV Park in Convent, Louisiana last night. A suspected tornado to blame. Of course, the National Weather Service will be out to survey that later on. And we actually spoke with the owner last night about this tragedy.
The entire community has made it over to help the 380-plus residents that live in the park. Most of those residents are workers building these big chemical and industrial plants in the area. Thank God a lot of them were at work. I believe there's 2 casualties now and 5-6 dozen major injuries. About 150 trailers, 160 trailers are in the park, and there's only about 10 or 12 that are not damaged. The rest of them, some of them you can't even recognize. It's a total disaster area, if you ask me. Well, there are shelters in the area, and this happened so quickly that I don't think anybody would have had that type of time to get there. My understanding is warning to actual impact was less than 10 minutes. I didn't hear the sirens myself, so I cannot verify that they went off. We did get notification on our cell phones and stuff like that, but the impact was almost immediate. Yes, two that I have seen, but they are still piles and piles of debris that they're going through, and nightfall has fell, and that makes it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, difficult indeed as storms firing overnight now and into the early morning hours. As our continuing live coverage here at the Weather Channel, upper level spin in the atmosphere, that's with the colder air, but off to the east, this is where the storms have been blossoming as the water vapor showing the higher or the moisture in the atmosphere. Anytime you see kind of that lavender purplish color, it knows you got plenty of moisture, and that moisture being lifted up by a front now approaching from the west, and also on the warm front to the north. Tornado watch in effect, one watch expiring in about 15 minutes out in South Florida, and this one expiring at 6 o'clock in the morning. So still, there may be some of the first people out this morning. If you're up with us and getting ready to head out and you're an early bird, we still have the threat for severe weather out across the Macon area. Probably not Columbus, but further on off toward the east, as a few complexes of thunderstorms have produced at least Doppler indicated tornadoes. And you can see now is most of the activity dying down in terms of tornado warnings, as there's no active warnings, but heavy rainfall pushing east, getting toward Augusta and into South Carolina, and then the stronger storms out across South Florida continuing to produce the occasional severe thunderstorm warning. So Abbeville, it looks like you're out of the severe thunderstorm warning. This was a storm that was warned on earlier, and further down toward the south, we've got a ton of lightning with these storms as they continue to roll on off toward the east, with a few severe thunderstorm warnings, Jefferson, Leon, and Wakulla counties, and also as you get into Brooks, Colquitt, and Thomas counties until 4:30. Severe weather is possible in and around the area. And then general thunderstorms rolling north and northeast with occasionally some heavy rainfall. These flood alerts are in effect. Flash flood watches getting into the western Carolinas, where it's not going to take much rain as this water is saturated, or the ground is saturated. And so if you get an inch of rain within maybe a 3-hour period, we could see some flash flooding. Todd?
On the northern end of this, it's all about the snow. Winter Storm Petro is going to bring a lot of it to parts of the Great Lakes. Take a look at the winter storm warnings, and extends all the way from the Michigan down toward central parts of Illinois. And this system actually keeps shifting a little farther to the west, but Chicago, you are in that winter storm warning. Detroit metro area, it's really cut in half. Wayne County under a winter weather advisory, although Macomb and Oakland County under a winter storm warning. We actually have some snow on the backside of this, already seeing a couple of inches in northern parts of Arkansas and in the southern parts of Mississippi. So for the rest of today, you see the heaviest snow on the backside of this. It does include parts of Michigan through Illinois. Then we got the rain-snow mix. Watch out, St. Louis, especially for your morning commute, rainy side of it to the east. And then we got the severe threat right along the I-95 corridor for tonight. Notice the wintry mess, places like Cincinnati into Pittsburgh. So that can make for a rough ride home from work, especially if you head out late. And also watch out for the winds. Check out some of these winds, sustained winds, 40 to 50 mile an hour. We got the wind gusts out there up to 50 miles an hour. Cleveland, 25 to 30 mile an hour gusts. Alpena, Michigan, up to 50 mile an hour gusts. And we're seeing the snowfall totals. This can easily change. Look at some of these numbers, up to a foot, foot and a half in places like northern Indiana. And you got to remember, as the storm continues to progress, you see some of these numbers here, 15 inches in parts of northern Indiana. Same thing there. Chicago, you're going to be right on the cusp of that 4 to 6 inches, but this can easily shift farther to the west or east. So, Ray, we have a lot to play with over the next couple of hours.
All right, thanks, Todd. And don't go away. Plenty more to come. We'll continue to cover severe weather. And here we're looking at some damage to a gym here in Prairieville, Louisiana. And it looks like they didn't get that workout in. More coming up.
Pet moments are beautiful, unless you have allergies. Then your eyes may see it differently. Only Flonase is approved to relieve both itchy, watery eyes and congestion. No other nasal allergy spray can say that. When we breathe in allergens, our bodies react by overproducing 6 key inflammatory substances that cause our symptoms. Most allergy pills only control one substance. Flonase controls 6, and 6 is greater than 1. Complete allergy relief or incomplete? Let your eyes decide. Flonase, 6 is greater than 1, changes everything.
We know you have a morning routine. We have one too. 7 days a week, AMHQ is right here and weather ready.
Let me get you ready for the day weather-wise. We've got a lot going on this morning.
Definitely see what kind of pattern we've had.
So start your morning routine with Jim Cantori, Stephanie Abrams, Jan Carfagna, and the rest of AMHQ.
It is a team here at the Weather Channel, and an awesome team at that.
Let's get right to what you want, and that is the weather.
AMHQ, every morning starting at 5 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, afternoon thunderstorms developing, windy. A few storms may be severe. High 84. Tonight, some clouds. Chance of a shower or thunderstorm through the evening. Low 59. Thursday, mainly sunny. High 71. Winds west-northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Want to know the cold truth? Stay tuned in 30 seconds for the answer.
When you've got a house full of guests on the way and a cold with sinus pressure, you need fast relief. Alka-Seltzer Plus Severe Sinus Congestion and Cough Liquid Gels rush relief to your tough symptoms to put you back in control.
Coming.
Alka-Seltzer Plus Sinus.
Go to alkaseltzerplus.com to learn more cold truths.
So there's a family wedding coming up in New Mexico, but a nice hotel can be pricey. If you visit Priceline, get a great deal and go.
Hi, Amanda. Want you to meet your second cousin, Tim. He's moving out your way in a couple of months.
Cool. So I guess your mom and my mom...
All I know is we're related.
Yeah.
If you don't go... I'm Tim.
Amanda.
Whatever's on the line. Priceline.
That's a lot of dishes.
No problem. I'll use a lot of detergent.
Dish issues get Cascade Platinum. 1 pack cleans tough food better than 6 packs of the bargain brand combined. Cascade.
Direct from our imagination. The all-new Civic from Honda.
Now you can create your own tour of Italy at Olive Garden, starting at $12.99. Choose 3 of 10 favorites to enjoy on one plate, plus unlimited salad and breadsticks. The best tour of Italy is the one you create at Olive Garden.
When you have an emergency at home and cannot reach the phone, nobody can hear you and you are helpless. But with Life Alert, when emergencies happen, one press of a button can get you help fast.
Life Alert, what is your emergency?
Help! I've fallen and I can't get up.
Help is on the way.
Life Alert saves a life from a potential catastrophe every 10 minutes.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-994-4291. That's 1-800-994-4291. Call now. 1-800-994-4291 for a free brochure. Call 1-800-994-4291.
Tomorrow on AMHQ, severe storms continue moving across the Gulf Coast into the Carolinas. We are on early to keep you safe starting at 4 a.m. Eastern.
And welcome back. We have some new video here, Escambia County, Florida. Just look at the amount of damage from a suspected tornado. Of course, National Weather Service will be out surveying this later on today. But so far, 24 units destroyed at the Moorings apartment complex. That's over in Pensacola. All residents evacuated, but search and rescue operations continue. And of course, that National Weather Service will be out looking at the damage. But it is just absolutely devastating, at least for parts of Pensacola. And we still have some severe storms out across the region at this time, and Ray Stage is here. Check it out. Let's see how things are going right now.
Yeah, the most active weather now was out across most of South Florida and the Panhandle, getting through Tallahassee, and things have settled down just a bit over the past few hours, but still, it's an area where we are watching for more severe storms, as right now active severe thunderstorm warnings within a tornado watch. So no tornado warnings as we speak, but Jefferson, Leon, and Wakulla counties, including the city of Tallahassee, where they had a wind gust of 53 miles per hour just about 30 or 45 minutes ago, and even on off toward Woodville until 4 o'clock. So nothing really organized, but gusty winds, heavy rainfall, and maybe even some small hail with some of these storms, but not getting many hail reports in. It's been strong winds, heavy rain, and the vivid lightning. Brooks, Colquitt, and Thomas counties also a little further north into Georgia. This is where we've got severe thunderstorm warning until 4:30. So this line of storms coming in, once again, kind of broken up, but still has the potential to produce winds 55 to 60 miles per hour, maybe some hail. And we're in a tornado watch, too, because these cells could actually spin up and actually produce some brief, weak tornadoes. If we do get anything out of these clusters of thunderstorms rolling through, even around Dublin and off to the west of Vidalia, they're going to be weak, probably EF0s, EF1s, if they do pop up. They'll be short-lived, too. So that's actually good news. And good news here in Atlanta, at least in the short term, as it's been rain and general thunderstorms. It hasn't been a bunch of thunder and lightning, but off to the west, we still have to get through what looks like to be a line of storms that might be getting a little bit stronger here out near Carrollton. Now, none of these storms are warned on. There's no watch in effect, but still, stronger storms could potentially become severe at any time. And once again, they'll be quick spin-ups, so you may go from just a strong thunderstorm to potentially a severe and maybe a warned storm as we go through the next few hours. Now, as we put our radar into motion, the future radar looks like generally scattered showers and thunder showers here from North Georgia into northern parts of Alabama. But watch the heavier rainfall and the thunderstorms roll on off toward the east, even into north central and central Florida as we go through the morning. And through mid-morning, it's going to be pretty slow here in and around Charlotte for the commute in, and even on off toward Raleigh, Durham, and eventually the Outer Banks. Stronger storms forecast to roll on through, so it's going to be a slow commute, slow for lunchtime. And although the storms become less in terms of coverage, they may become a little stronger as we get into the afternoon. Check this out. By the middle of the afternoon commute, or in the middle of the afternoon hours, east of Raleigh now, strong storms may go severe, possibly tornadic. We do have TorCons here, and this is where the threat for severe weather will be as we head on through the day today. That's from Charlotte off toward Norfolk, down toward Charleston, and even on into Jacksonville. Todd?
And looking at the thunderstorm threat for the rest of today, particularly through the afternoon and evening hours, we're seeing it right along the I-95 corridor, places from Washington, D.C., over toward Norfolk, and then all the way down toward Miami. In fact, they're really concerned about places like, let's say, the Carolinas from, well, east central parts of North Carolina, eastern Virginia. TorCon value of 6, meaning that a 60% chance of a tornado could be within 50 miles of any location there. Notice here in southern Georgia and northern Florida, TorCon value of 6, but that's actually just for the next couple of hours. That will eventually wind down as the threat pushes farther off to the east and then really begin to pick up later in the day farther south in Florida. So at least for the flood alerts, we still have the flash flood watch extending all the way from Chattanooga, Atlanta, Greenville, Asheville, and all the way up toward the Washington, D.C. area. So a lot of rain to deal with through the rest of today. And boy, we're really going to be concerned about the amount of rainfall, particularly into the Carolinas for tomorrow. Here we are, the rain and wind and the timing of this for Washington, D.C. for the rest of the morning. Really doesn't look that bad. Hit or miss showers here and there, but it's really going to be about this afternoon as we see the intensity really begin to pick up. 1, 2 o'clock, we see a couple of clusters of showers and storms. Here we are, 5, 6 o'clock, just in time for the commute home. Really concerned about that. So keep that in mind, not only for Washington, D.C., but also into Baltimore as well. And checking out Charlotte, your forecast here, look out particularly for some windy conditions by 10 o'clock this morning and by noon as well. So with all that, we have a lot more storms to go. Stay with us. AMHQ Early is coming up even earlier for today. We'll be right back with AMHQ Early.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, afternoon thunderstorms developing, windy. A few storms may be severe. High 84. Tonight, some clouds. Chance of a shower or thunderstorm through the evening. Low 59. Thursday, mainly sunny. High 71. Winds west-northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
This morning on AMHQ Early, tornado trouble across the deep south, and at least 24 reported tornadoes carving up a path of damage and destruction from Louisiana to the Florida Panhandle. This morning, at least 3 people killed by the severe outbreak. And from Georgia, up the East Coast, the threat exists for another tornado outbreak today. We're going to break down which states are at the greatest risk and time out when those storms could move in. And we have a winter storm, Petros. Petros will bring rain, wind, and snow through parts of the Ohio Valley and Great Lakes, leaving 15 million people under winter storm warnings this morning. Learn who could deal with up to a foot of snow. Good morning, great people, and welcome to AMHQ Early. It is Wednesday, February 24th. I'm meteorologist Reynolds Wolf. We had tornadoes yesterday into the evening hours, and the threat still exists for even more this morning. And now there's a new winter storm to talk about as well. But first, let's begin with the severe storms. Right now, we're going to start things off this morning in southern Louisiana. Massive tornado spotted in Paulina. That's about 50 miles from the New Orleans area. Take a look at that. Unbelievable. This is just north of this area. The Sugar Hill RV Park was destroyed in Convent, Louisiana. At least 2 people were killed, more than 24 injured. And the severe threat remains in effect through today in Charleston, South Carolina. Severe thunderstorms are going to be possible. Wind advisory from 10 a.m. through 6 this evening at a TorCon of 5. Meanwhile, Orlando, Florida, possible storms with, possibly into the afternoon. You've got some very strong storms with a TorCon of 4. And let's dive right into the forecast and these locations and many more. All right, folks, here's how it stands. We got the paint out. Got some orange, you got some red. That's where you got your best chance of dealing with some severe storms. And again, we're talking millions of you are going to be affected along parts of the 75, 95, I-4 corridor, clear up into Charleston, Charlotte, Norfolk, even into the nation's capital. You've got the opportunity of having some damaging wind and hail, maybe even some tornadic activity as well. And then on top of that, maybe even some heavy rain, and that certainly will affect a lot of low-lying areas and places with poor drainage. You can expect possibly a little bit of flash flooding. But these storms are going to be quick movers. Parts of, the eastern half of North Carolina and Virginia, you've got about a 6 out of 10, a 5 out of 10 into the Carolinas and Georgia, and a 6 out of 10 for southern Georgia and North Florida. That is your TorCons. That is a 50% chance or better of having some tornadic activity in these regions. Taking the next minute or so, we show you the water vapor imagery and look at some dry air that's trying to make its way into the Gulf Coast, but ahead of it, the ground, again, saturated from the heavy rainfall, the atmosphere soaked, driving through Georgia into the Carolinas, all the way up into the Ohio Valley. To the north, it's snow. To the south, it's rain. And some of this, again, very windy. Latest we have for you some warnings. We have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for the counties of Jefferson, Madison, Taylor, the cities of Monticello and Waukesha, and even into Woodville. This will remain in effect until 5:15 this morning. Folks, I strongly advise you get to the lowest floor, whatever structure you happen to be in, away from windows. These are going to drift their way through. Very loud storms this morning, especially from Dublin south into Valdosta into Perry. All this driving from west to east. To the north we go into Knoxville, into Bristol. Heavy rain there. We know what's happening now. What is going to happen later on? Well, we take a look at our high-res future radar. We go minute by minute, hour by hour. You see the curl in the atmosphere, the upper-level energy from that low driving its way onto the Atlantic. By the time we get to mid-morning and midday, look at that. Driving along the Blue Ridge Parkway and into Raleigh, North Carolina, Research Triangle. Heavy rain can be expected by Norfolk, so strong storms into the early evening hours. How much rain are we talking about? Dear friends, it really matters where you happen to be. Some locations could be light spattering. Other locations, we have a chance of anywhere from 2 to 3 inches of rain. Some of that mainly to the north of Atlanta and points east. Speaking of Atlanta, let's go now to Chris Warren. He's in Atlanta with us this morning. And Chris, I know this morning rain's been kind of sporadic. What else have you been dealing with?
Well,
we've been dealing with temperatures rising. Early on, it was a little on the relatively chilly side, Reynolds, with temperatures in the lower 50s. That just an hour or two before midnight. And now temperatures have warmed up into the lower 60s. Big part of that, a change in the wind direction. In fact, you look at the American flag here in the parking lot. We're about a 10 or 15 minute drive from downtown Atlanta on a good day without traffic. And you can see the flag blowing. Now, based on where we are, I know the interstate that's behind us, and this section of it goes from east to west, from there to there, there to there. And so if the flag's blowing that way, then that is a southerly wind blowing from the south to the north, so you're getting some milder air. And I put up these streamers too to kind of give you an idea of the difference. A little bit lower with some trees here, a little bit of friction on the ground, not as strong a winds down below, but much stronger overhead. So temperatures have warmed up. We really haven't seen the strongest of storms here, in part because the moisture and the instability just not there because the temperatures are a little bit lower. But both have come up. So, Reynolds, we do know that there's still that chance for some of the strong storms. Either way, have to watch out for local flooding and possibly some downed trees with some strong storms or some strong winds. Wind advisory in effect later on today and through much of the day.
Okay, Chris, thanks so much for that fine report. We're going to check back with you in short order. Folks, that's not the only story we're covering, though, because you go farther to the north, say in Chicago, we've got Winter Storm Petro that's bringing snow and wind your way later today. Storm also packing a lot of rain and wind to the Ohio Valley. So we say good morning to you in Chicago. We say also hello to this winter storm, and you take a look at some of the imagery we've got for you. It is a very, very active system. You've got that strong upper level low, the moisture in the south, obviously the moisture in the Midwest and into the Great Lakes. From Springfield and points east, you make the transformation from relatively dry air to some fairly heavy snowfall south of, Memphis is mainly rainfall. You go north into Little Rock and points beyond, you see some of that frozen precipitation. Nice mix for you, too, in Indianapolis. One half of the city, it's rain biz. You go north, you're running into the freezing precipitation. But back out west in Springfield, Illinois, again, we were talking all about the cold air. Cold air coming in right behind it. That's right. It's going to be tugging in from south to north. You're going to see the moisture from north to south. It's going to be the cold air or overrunning moisture, which is going to be your big difference maker. And notice as we make our way through the midday hours, we're going to see the snow become far more prevalent in spots like Detroit. Eventually into Buffalo, we'll see it ramping up. And then into Charleston, West Virginia, up towards Beckley, could be some snow stories for you, too, that you're going to be dealing with through the afternoon hours into Thursday. By Friday, that low pulls its way up towards the Maritimes and off into history, but not before leaving some decent amount of snowfall. Where you happen to see the darkest purple is where we're going to garner some of the greatest amounts, and some of these could be up to a foot of snowfall, especially up towards the, the thumb in Michigan and even just over towards the east of Chicago over towards Gary. You might have some heavy snowfall even into Michigan City, so folks, be prepared, be advised, it is on the way. Hey, we do have some other weather stories around the country right now, so let's send it on over to Anna.
Good morning, Reynolds. A lot happening while folks were sleeping, and we've got an update on that tornado outbreak that's still in progress. Preliminary reports indicate more than 24 tornadoes across 4 states in the south, from Texas to the Florida Panhandle. 3 deaths confirmed, 2 in St. James Parish, Louisiana, 1 in Lamar County, Mississippi. Gulf Power says crews are working through the night to get electricity back on for 15,000 homes and businesses in the Florida Panhandle. The threat is not over. 30 million people under the threat of severe weather today. The 2 deaths in Louisiana happened when a suspected tornado ripped into the Sugar Hill RV park in the town of Convent. Officials say 30 people were taken to the hospital, 100 trailers damaged or destroyed. A suspected tornado also left damage at New Orleans Airport. There is scattered storm damage in several other Louisiana towns. Officials in the Florida Panhandle say a possible tornado hit an apartment complex head on. 24 units destroyed, 6 others damaged at the Moorings apartment in Pensacola. Residents of the complex were bused to a Red Cross shelter at a church. Amazingly, no injuries reported in this. Reynolds, the Florida Highway Patrol has reopened a stretch of Interstate 10. A suspected tornado hit the highway. 1 vehicle said to be damaged. Those are your coast-to-coast weather headlines. Back to you, Reynolds.
Okay, thanks so much. Folks, let's get you to speed with the latest tornado watch that we have, which now includes just a little sliver of South Carolina, parts of South Central Georgia into North Florida, and just to the west of the Orlando area. That's going to be in effect until 10 o'clock this morning. Meanwhile, you take a look where you've got a severe thunderstorm warning, 2 of them, in fact, one for South Georgia, another in the Florida Panhandle. Folks, be ready. You're watching AMHQ. We've got more on the severe weather, including parts of North Florida and Georgia, coming up right after this commercial break.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, afternoon thunderstorms developing, windy. A few storms may be severe. High 84. Tonight, some clouds. Chance of a shower or thunderstorm through the evening. Low 59. Thursday, mainly sunny. High 71. Winds west-northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
And welcome back, everyone. Here's a live look at our nation's capital. You're going to be dealing with the heavy rainfall this morning, but please be aware you have a flood watch that will remain in effect starting at 10 o'clock. Heavy rain, all but a certainty for you, and we're going to see more of that throughout parts of the mid-Atlantic. I mean, the whole region is going to be affected by it. Let's take a look at what you can expect across parts of the Northeast. As we dig into the forecast, it is going to involve all kinds of precipitation, rain, sleet, possibly some snowfall. High elevation may get some decent amounts. Take a look. We're seeing some of the frozen precip up in Vermont, New Hampshire, even parts of New York. You go back towards the Ohio Valley, and what a mess you're seeing there. Some locations it is all about the rainfall, but then when you run into that line where you have the freezing air, just again a little bit farther to the north of Indianapolis, you see a transformation where you have a different type of snowfall, a different type of precipitation altogether. Let's continue with this weather story and show you what we can anticipate in the future. Again, a lot of your frozen precip remains for upstate New York, but then we have the warmer air that comes with it, that advection. Yeah, that's the horizontal movement air. So you're going to have not only the moisture, but warmer temperatures coming with it. So with that, it looks like in a lot of those places where you're getting snow now may switch over to mostly rainfall. But then the back half of it, remember, you get the cold air coming in from the north. So with the overwhelming moisture, all that is going to spell out mainly in terms of frozen precip for you. Okay, let's take a look at Washington, D.C. What a tap dance you've got in terms of a forecast. Thunder boomers today, tonight more of the same, but that's going to be mainly early for you. Then by the time we get to tomorrow, we have the back half of the system. Windy conditions can be expected, and temperatures a little cooler too. Highs only going to 50 degrees. New York City, breezy conditions for today and for tonight. And I'll tell you, with the clouds coming in for tomorrow, not much of a fluctuation in terms of your nighttime to tomorrow. Temperatures mainly into the low 50s for you. So it is going to be kind of a mild time, all things considered. Guys, again, remember, we're talking February here. All right, that is a snapshot of what you can expect. We're going to send it over to A-Rod. I know we've got some new developments from overnight.
So our forecasters are keeping an eye on the possibility for severe storms again today along the southern half of the eastern seaboard. New this morning, this robust weather system kills 3 people in the south. More than a dozen tornadoes ripped across the Gulf Coast. Louisiana saw the brunt of the destruction. This funnel cloud believed to have touched down near the New Orleans airport, causing some damage. While fierce winds partially destroyed a church nearby.
There it is, it's crossing, it just crossed.
Near Baton Rouge, a reported tornado caused heavy damage to several businesses.
When the weather gets so bad, the roof of your gym and the wall just blows off.
And hardest hit was the town of Convent, Louisiana, where at least 2 people were killed and 30 injured when a likely tornado tore through this RV park.
About 160 trailers are in the park, and there's only about 10 or 12 that are not damaged. It's a total disaster area.
In Mississippi, a 3rd death when a mobile home was struck by yet another possible twister. And further east near Pensacola, Florida, a confirmed tornado carved a 2-mile path and caused heavy damage to this apartment complex. Fortunately, no major injuries. Teams from the National Weather Service will scout damage in the south today to confirm the precise number of tornadoes. Right now, we have at least 2 dozen reports of tornadoes, Reynolds.
Thanks so much, Anna Rose. You know, one place certainly dealing with some nasty conditions would be Nashville, Tennessee, where you had to be on guard for some wet roadways today, possibly a shower, maybe even a thunderstorm or 2, and windy conditions. Winds gusting as much as 20 miles per hour at times, and you take a look at not only Nashville, but then points over towards Asheville, high elevation up along the Blue Ridge Parkway. We've got a high wind warning is indicated by the darker purples. The lighter purples, the more that violet color, you still have some wind advisories, and Man, millions of you are going to be dealing with it all the way from Charleston back into Columbia, Jacksonville, Melbourne, Atlanta, Jackson, Little Rock, St. Louis, a big area. And with that, don't be surprised we have some backups in terms of your air travel. So we are talking about some pretty nasty stuff. Take a look at the circulation. How can you miss it? And take also a look at some of the forecast wind gusts. Some of these approaching 50 miles an hour back towards Dallas, and Little Rock more of the same. New Orleans 35 to 45 miles per hour. Jacksonville gusty times too. And as we drift our way into the afternoon, evening hours and overnight, still the winds are going to roar. If you have any trees that are damaged by some of the thunderstorm wind gusts that we have today, some of these sustained winds could really give them the hee-hove, and that could really knock them down. Up to the north, we take a look at that circulation, that low cranking its way up the seaboard. We're going to see the intensification of some of those winds along the banks of the Potomac. You may have the wind roaring up to 50 miles per hour at times. Then into Friday, we still see those strong winds coming right off the lake. Burlington with winds up to 30 miles an hour. Okay, as we wrap it up, take a look. Some of that could be fairly strong, especially back over towards St. Louis as well. All right, let's send back to A-Rod.
Reynolds, if a tornado warning is issued for your home, where would you go? We pinpoint the safest rooms in your home and the places you should avoid at all costs when a storm threatens. When we come back, we've got more coverage on the severe weather.
Building the only trucks with the best fuel economy, best towing, best torque, and best payload takes guts. Overcoming any obstacle, that's the glory. Get a great deal on the trucks that give you both during Ram Truck Month. Get 0% financing for 60 months, plus up to $2,000 truck month bonus cash on 2016 Ram 1500 trucks.
Tired of food sticking to the pan? You try to scrape it, and then you scratch it. You may as well trash it. Not anymore. Hi, Chef Daniel Green here with Gotham Steel, the newest technology in non-stick cookware made with ceramic and super strong titanium. Stronger than ever before. It's literally like cooking on air. Everything slides right off. This pan makes cooking so easy. Check out this s'mores recipe. Start with chocolate chips, add sweetened condensed milk, marshmallows, and then bake. That's right, use Gotham Steel in the oven to up to 500 degrees. And then look, it slides right out. Delicious. And it's dishwasher safe. Watch, you'd never whisk eggs in a non-stick pan, right? Well, you can with my pan. Use metal and never make a scratch ever. No oil or butter, absolutely no sticking and no scratches. It's amazing. Plus make flavorful flaky salmon and grill steaks to perfection. Look, burnt cheese is a frying pan disaster. Not with my pan. Shredded Parmesan, right on the heat. And here's a secret. Shape a bowl for a unique way to serve party dips. Even fire won't damage Gotham Steel. Make steak fajita flambe with ease. No burnt stuck on mess. Just a clean pan and flawless food every time.
Get your 9.5-inch Gotham Steel pan with new titanium ceramic surface for just $19.99. It includes high-end features like a metal scratch guard ring and a solid stainless steel handle. Plus, it's safe for the whole family because Gotham Steel has no harmful PFOAs. And we're so sure it won't stick and won't scratch that we're going to give you a huge 90-day money-back guarantee. No other pan will give you that. So call now to get your Gotham Steel pan with titanium and ceramic for $19.99. Here's how to order.
To order, call 1-800-340-4038. That's 1-800-340-4038. Or order online at gothamsteel.com. That's 1-800-340-4038.
Hey, how's it going? Hotcakes? Hotcakes.
This place has hotcakes.
Hotcakes.
So why aren't they selling like hotcakes? With Comcast Business Internet and Wi-Fi Pro, they could be. Just add a customized message to your Wi-Fi Pro splash page, and you'll reach your customers where their eyes are already, on their devices.
Order up.
It's more than just Wi-Fi. It can help grow your business. You don't see that every day.
Introducing Wi-Fi Pro. Wi-Fi that helps grow your business. Comcast Business. Built for business.
This car ain't big enough for all of us. I'm the new baby.
Download Wallapop. It's easy to make extra cash. Snap it and list it. Sell it to somebody close by and find great deals.
Enjoy it. I will.
If you don't use it, Wallapop it!
This car ain't big enough for all of us. I'm the new baby.
Download Wallapop. It's easy to make extra cash. Snap it and list it. Sell it to somebody close by and find great deals.
Enjoy it. I will.
If you don't use it, Wallapop it!
It's amazing out there. It means that you could take what some might call a boring weather day, but find a lot of fascinating aspects. You can look up in the sky and there's something to learn about the clouds or about the precipitation that's falling every single day. There's a lot of amazing stuff happening out there.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, afternoon thunderstorms developing, windy. A few storms may be severe. High 84. Tonight, some clouds. Chance of a shower or thunderstorm through the evening. Low 59. Thursday, mainly sunny. High 71. Winds west-northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
And welcome back. We are your travel headquarters here in AMHQ, and we've got to take a look at some road conditions.
Yeah, so there's a lot happening. You've got the severe side, and then you've got the wintry side of
Indeed.
this system. And we take a live look at Cincinnati, the University of Cincinnati, giving us the courtesy of peeking into your neighborhood this morning. Rain and the possibility of a wintry mix while you wake up, right?
Absolutely. A little bit of a scrambled mess. I mean, rain early. We take a look at the radar, and the radar is going to be a huge mess for a lot of people. I mean, take a look. It's just a jumbled mess. We get the rain, as you were talking about there, but to the north, it's all frozen. But, yeah, very damp, slippery times on the roadways this morning.
So if you're traveling into Indianapolis, or maybe you're traveling into Gary, or maybe you're traveling into Chicago, you're stuck in weather for a good chunk of the morning commute.
Exactly. And, you know, you may have mild times in South Indianapolis, but look what happens when you go towards Kokomo or Lafayette. I mean, it changes altogether. Muncie, we're seeing right on the dividing line of where you have some of that frozen precip.
All right, and then this is going to eventually reach Chicago.
Yes, it will later this morning. So
Later this morning.
if you happen to be in, say, Columbus, and you're going to take that short flight over to Chicago, you think it's nice and mild here. We have raindrops. You don't need the parka. Not so fast. I think they're going to need it and a risk because all of this frozen mass moving right in that direction.
All right, and you're going to need to have a plan because we have the threat of tornadoes across the south today, and now it's a good time to take a moment and look at the best places in your home to take shelter.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. Meteorologist Mark Elliott shows us some of the common misconceptions so you can protect yourself and stay safe.
When you're under a tornado warning or you hear a tornado siren, and especially if you can see that tornado, now is not the time to grab that smartphone and start filming. Instead, it's time to get inside and seek shelter. You run inside to seek shelter from the storm and come up to your bedroom, which normally is pretty safe, until of course a tree crashes through your roof. Coming down to a lower level, great idea. Trying to see where the storm is outside those windows, bad idea. It was a good idea to leave the windows, but this exterior wall doesn't help you as much as you might think. No, tree limbs or 2x4s, they're like toothpicks when winds get as fierce as in these storms. Yes, your garage is on ground level and has 4 sides. No, it isn't going to protect you the way you want it to. So this is where you do want to be. Not only a low level, but the lowest level you've got. And you want to put as many walls between you and the storm as possible. And then you stay here until it's safe. Because this room could be the one thing that saves your life.
Okay, Mark, thanks so much. Good guidance, good advice. All right, folks, let's talk about a thing you happen to hear on the Weather Channel quite a bit. It's part of our vernacular. We often say TorCon. Well, what does TorCon mean? What does it stand for? Well, TorCon stands for Tornado Condition Index within 50 miles. The way it all works is you have the 50-mile radius, okay? And then if you hear us say that we have a TorCon of, say, 3 or 4, or in this case 5, what that means, you multiply the TorCon by 10 to get the percentage chance of a tornado. So if it is a 5 out of 10, well, then you've got basically a coin toss chance. You've got a 50-50 chance of having a tornado form within 50-mile radius of your location. So if it's a 6 out of 10, that can be even higher. And I'll tell you what, that is what we have in some locations. In fact, you take a look at the areas that we have for you painted in red. Central East, North Carolina, Eastern Virginia, 6 out of 10. It is a 5 out of 10 for southeastern South Carolina, southeast Georgia. Georgia. We make our way down towards parts of Florida, and it is also a 6 to 10 for southern Georgia and northern Florida. All areas where you have a likely chance of having tornadic activity, say, within 50 miles of your location. The thing is, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and have a plan right now. Think of it like the safe place to be. If you're going to work today, if you are not at work, but say maybe you're on the road, you're staying at a hotel, usually the lowest floor of any hotel where you happen to be, in most situations, a stairwell lowest floor is a very strong, very safe place to be right there at the stairwell. Certainly a wise decision to be in a spot like that. Take a look at the TorCon again from Raleigh, North Carolina, 6 out of 10. Norfolk, we've got a 6 out of 10, and Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, 5 out of 10. Look at the time frame, very important. Some of these, especially in Norfolk, these could be late afternoon and late evening storms. We're talking, again, nocturnal events. And that is very, very dangerous. In fact, so many fatalities occur when these things happen at nighttime for the plain and simple idea that you can't see them coming. It's dark, so you have to folks, you got to take, again, every precaution you possibly can. If you have a NOAA radio, crank it up. Weather Channel, hey, we're going to be here all day long, so, and into the evening, we'll steer you clear. And Raleigh, the situation is a lot of thunderstorm activity and Iridice, and then by 7 p.m., we see the atmosphere begin to stabilize a little bit. By 9 p.m., partly cloudy skies can be expected.
The atmosphere is stabilizing in places where they've already seen severe weather. Still ahead on AMHQ, we're going to take you to those communities along the Gulf Coast that are cleaning up this morning.
New Tidy Cats Lightweight 4-in-1 fights mess right. Attacks 3 strong litter box odors. Plus, locks clumps tight. And now, it's light. Every home, every cat. There's a Tidy Cats for that.
I am never getting married. Never. Guaranteed.
You picked a beautiful ring.
Thank you.
We're never having kids.
Breathe.
A little bit here.
We are never moving to the suburbs. We are never getting one of those. We're never having another kid.
I'm pregnant.
I'm never letting go.
For all the nevers in life, State Farm is there.
Over 40, feeling tired, losing muscle, and even romantic drive? Man up with Ageless Male. Natural ingredients clinically shown to support energy, promote muscle, and boost free testosterone.
The great thing about Ageless Male is that it works.
Man up with Ageless Male.
When nature calls in the middle of the night, that bathroom light is blinding bright. Don't stumble around in the dark and miss the mark. Now, there's Bowl Light, the new LED motion-activated light that transforms your toilet into a soft and gentle nightlight. Watch. Just hook Bowl Light onto any toilet. Then select the color you love and let the magic begin. In the dark, motion-activated Bowl Light lights up the night. When you walk away, it turns off automatically.
Bathroom light used to wake me up at night. Now with Bowl Light, the soft ambient light lets me see, but it doesn't wake me up.
Bowl Light even changes colors. Blue, yellow, red, white, green, aqua, purple. It's a rainbow of color to match your mood and decor. Do your visits to the John go on and on and on? That bright light can keep you up all night, but Bowl Light lights up the way without waking you up.
My husband gets up 3 to 4 times a night and wakes me up every time. Now I get to stay asleep.
Bowl Light is perfect for kids' bathrooms too. Light up the way and kids can aim to please, so your toilets stay clean. Even toilet training is easy peasy with Bowl Light.
My son was always afraid of going to the bathroom in the dark. Now, with Bowl Light, he sees exactly where he has to go, and he can pick his favorite color.
If you're tired of stumbling in the night and exhausted from the bathroom's blinding light, order Bowl Light, the amazing new nightlight today for just $12.99. But wait, order right now and you can double your offer. You'll get a second Bowl Light free. Just pay separate processing and handling. You get it all. 2 Bowl Lights. An amazing value for just $12.99. So order now.
To order, call 1-800-673-7530 or go online to buybowlight.com. Don't delay. Call 1-800-673-7530 or go online to buybowlight.com. Order now.
I had my mission and Maxwell House by my side. Each Maxwell House blend is selected from 5 different types of beans. So all I tasted was victory.
Maxwell House. Good to the last drop.
Pure is big, bold, and just better.
Pure is McCormick. The smallest pinch of Pure McCormick can make meals legendary. We want to help you realize the rich taste that Pure can bring, because Pure tastes better.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, afternoon thunderstorms developing, windy. A few storms may be severe. High 84. Tonight, partly cloudy, chance of a thunderstorm. Low 59, chance of rain 30%. Thursday, generally sunny. High 71. Winds west-northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Welcome back to AMHQ Early. It is 29 minutes past the hour, and topping our weather headlines today, the severe storms and threat for another tornado outbreak. In southern Louisiana, a tornado tore through the Assumption Parish. This happened on Tuesday. Damaged homes, damaged businesses. The town's water tower was destroyed, and this morning, an emergency boil water order is now in effect. Officials tell us that despite the tremendous damage, only one person was reported injured in these storms. Ladies and gentlemen, we're at the opening chapters of today's weather story, and let me tell you, it is long from over. You take a look at now the focus is going to move into parts of Georgia, Florida, into parts of the Carolinas, mid-Atlantic. I mean, everywhere you happen to see this darker orange is your best chance of severe storms. Not to be telling you that we're not going to see any farther back to the east or rather back to the west because we could, including in Atlanta. Thunderstorms definitely going to be in the mix for you. You take a look at the TorCon, again, the tornado condition index within 50 miles for Raleigh, North Carolina. It's a 6 out of 10 between the hours of 1 p.m. and 6 p.m. Okay, let's move on to Norfolk. That is a 6 out of 10 also from 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. Or Myrtle Beach from 9 o'clock this morning till 7 p.m. Those are huge windows of when we could have severe weather going through these communities. Folks, you need to make those plans right now. Plans for yourself, for your family, and again, act accordingly if needed. You take a look at what we have now in terms of the severe thunderstorm warnings in the counties of Jefferson, Madison, and Taylor, the cities of Monticello, Wassissa, and Woodville. That's going to be in effect until 5:15 this morning. We make our way a bit farther to the north and to the east of Tifton, Georgia, along the I-75 corridor. Look at this. The serious thunderstorms that are popping up right now for the counties of Berrien and Irwin and Tift. Cities of Brookville, Enigma, and Osceola. That's going to remain in effect until 5:15 this morning. And I'll tell you, there will be more of these spreading their way across the landscape as we make hopscotch our way across Georgia. We go to Greenville and we see plenty of green on the radar. Some of the rain fairly heavy. The heavier, more intense rainfall shown by the pockets of yellow and orange that we see on the radar. What we have now in terms of the dew points, we've got some 40s, we've got some 50s. Dew points are jacked. Some places along the coast are in the 60s. So we've got a great deal of moisture content out there. The atmosphere is incredibly buoyant, and we're going to be dealing with these storms. Meanwhile, farther to the north, a different story altogether. You're going to look live at Detroit, which is going to pop up in mere moments right along the banks of the Detroit River. Take a look. We have the gloom. The snow will soon follow. You happen to be in the path of Winter Storm Petros. As it stands, it's 31 degrees in the Motor City. Winter weather advisory will be in effect starting at 7 a.m. So we can expect a very busy day out along parts of the Lodge Freeway. Heavy snow could be coming in. Some of that could be actually quite intense, especially over towards parts of Detroit and then points over towards the south. Hey, take a look at Kansas City in the great state of the Show Me State of Missouri. Some of this popping up in the form of snowfall. As we make our way in through the mid-morning hours, we're going to see the spread into Peoria, eventually Chicago, Detroit. Yes, you'll get it there too. We take you hour by hour and watch the progress of this. The as this evolves and moves its way across the Ohio Valley, it ramps up, bringing in some of the snowfall to the Windy City. Could see some of Detroit as well. Good deal of Michigan dealing with that. And then as we jump into 1 p.m. on your Thursday and then jettison into our late Thursday and Friday morning, we're going to see the center of that circulation go up farther to the north, getting close to the Maritimes. It's going to belong to Canada. But this snow is going to belong to us, and at times it could be very heavy. We're talking about the tune of, say, 6 to 8 to 12 inches of snowfall. Some places just north of Detroit, I'd say Flint, back over to Clio, Macomb County might get up to 12 to 18 inches of snow. Driving is going to be very difficult. I don't care how many salt spreaders they have out there, how many plows they have. It's still going to be treacherous, especially overpasses and bridges. You have to be careful. Hey, folks, for other weather headlines around the country, let's switch gears and send it over to Anna Reynolds.
Good morning, Reynolds. Good morning to you at home. Let's talk about the suspected tornadoes in the south. Reports of more than 24 tornadoes in the south this morning. This video shows the suspected twister crossing a highway in Prairieville, Louisiana. 3 deaths, 2 at an RV park in Louisiana and 1 in Mississippi. Elsewhere along the Gulf Coast, robust thunderstorms left scattered damage to dozens of homes and businesses. Also, a suspected tornado cut a 2-mile path through Pensacola, Florida. Look at this video. Officials say 24 units at an apartment complex were destroyed. 6 others heavily damaged. No serious injuries. Residents were bused to a Red Cross shelter at a church. Of course, the National Weather Service, they will fan out their teams today to confirm the precise number of tornadoes that have swept over the south, and an indicator is going to be the damage. They're going to take a look at it and rate the strength.
And so daunting to know that we might have more of that we're going to be dealing with for the rest of the day. Take a look in the Southern Plains regional forecast. We see a lot of that rough weather driving its way to the east, but better, drier, and cooler weather in places like Midland. Hard to believe, Anna Reynolds, about a week or so ago in Midland, you had temperatures approaching 90 degrees.
Yeah.
Right now, we're taking a look at temperatures mainly in the 30s. We go hour by hour, dry, stable, air mass going to be moving through. Breezy, though, too. In Dallas, you'll have very windy conditions. Might have some backups there. Keep that in mind. Overall, though, a pretty interesting day to say the least.
So it may be dry, but 2 hands on the wheel while you're driving. Be aware of those high profiles. Let's talk about keeping you up to date this morning on all of the severe threats.
That's right. Up ahead, we're going to explain the key ingredients in a severe weather outbreak. That story on AMHQ Early.
Stanley Steamer is the first carpet cleaning service certified asthma and allergy friendly. It's our new standard of clean. Call about our $99 carpet cleaning special.
Call 1-800-STEAMER. Stanley Steamer, your certified cleaner.
Stanley Steamer, the first carpet cleaning service to be certified asthma and allergy friendly.
Go ahead. Leave the competition behind. With the aggressive new 2016 Lexus GS 350 and 200 Turbo. Once driven, there's no going back.
Inside every business, the right information doesn't always get into the right hands.
Johnson makes how much? Son of a Betty! Do you know how much Johnson makes?
Let Brother customize an office solution that ensures your confidential information stays that way. We'll equip you with authorized access for paper and digital documents, putting peace of mind at your side.
Betty!
Your path to retirement may not always be clear, but at T. Rowe Price, we can help guide your retirement savings. So wherever your retirement journey takes you, we can help you reach your goals. Call us or your advisor. T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence.
Nexium 24 Hour is the new #1 selling frequent heartburn brand in America. I hope you like it spicy. Get complete protection with the purple pill, the new leader in frequent heartburn. That's Nexium level protection.
Pet moments are beautiful unless you have allergies. Then your eyes may see it differently. Only Flonase is approved to relieve both itchy, watery eyes and congestion. No other nasal allergy spray can say that. Complete allergy relief or incomplete? Let your eyes decide. Flonase changes everything.
I don't want to live with the uncertainties of Hep C.
Or wonder whether I should seek treatment.
I am ready. Because today, there's Harvoni, a revolutionary treatment for the most common type of chronic hepatitis C. Harvoni is proven to cure up to 99% of patients who've had no prior treatment. It's the one and only cure that's 1 pill once a day for 12 weeks. Certain patients can be cured with just 8 weeks of Harvoni. With Harvoni, there's no interferon, and there are no complex regimens. Tell your doctor if you have other liver or kidney problems, HIV, or other medical conditions, and about all the medicines you take, including herbal supplements. Taking amiodarone with Harvoni may cause a serious slowing of your heart rate. Common side effects of Harvoni may include tiredness, headache, and weakness. I am ready to put Hep C behind me.
I am ready to be cured.
Are you ready? Ask your Hep C specialist if Harvoni is right for you.
Hi, you've reached Emma. I'm out of the office right now, but we'll get back to you just as soon as I possibly can. Join Princess Cruises for exclusive Discovery at Sea experiences. Princess Cruises, come back new.
From the moment they wake up, doers don't stop. Every day is a chance to do something great. And for the ones they love, they do anything. Sears Optical has glasses made for doing. Right now, buy one pair and get another free. Quality eyewear for doers. Sears Optical.
We know they're a great value, but to see if Malto-Meal cereal tastes as good as they claim, we have assembled a panel of experts. Spoons are up. They are mid-crunch and full thumbs.
Try Kung Fu Panda 3, specially marked cereal in stores now.
Tomorrow on AMHQ, severe storms continue moving across the Gulf Coast into the Carolinas. We are on early to keep you safe starting at 4 a.m. Eastern.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, afternoon thunderstorms developing, windy. A few storms may be severe. High 84. Tonight, partly cloudy, chance of a thunderstorm. Low 59. Chance of rain 30%. Thursday, generally sunny. High 71. Winds west-northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
All right, 20 minutes before the top of the hour on this Wednesday. Good morning to you. Let's show you what the roads are looking like out there, especially if you're living in Tennessee this morning. They are wet. We've got rain, but it's kind of your garden variety kind, right?
Right. It's going to be hands.
Heavy.
Yeah, but it's going to be hands of 10 and 2 and then reaching over and then turning on the windshield wiper. That's how it's going to be this morning. We could see possibly an inch of snow, though, across parts of the Cumberland Plateau.
All right.
Happen.
So if you're traveling from Nashville to Memphis, our weather producers tell us in Nashville, gusts of 20 to 25 miles per hour. So
absolutely
a windy drive.
And what a difference, though, say 100 miles makes in different places. From Nashville, you get all rain story in Poplar Bluff. And look to Annaridus, everything's going basically from south to north. Here it's from north to south. All snow biz out to the west. To the east, it's all rain. A huge cavalcade of madness in terms of your weather. Again, the windy conditions you're talking about, the rain in places, and again, some icing and snow can be expected in places like
And this is
St.
lasting
Louis.
for the morning and the afternoon commute.
Yeah, messy time, so it's going to wreak havoc in all your travel plans. Things may not move as smoothly as you'd like them to as you're making your way around the country, so certainly some rough times can be expected.
And there's also a severe side to this. There are many key ingredients that create a severe weather outbreak.
You know, meteorologist Mike Bettis explains how one element can mean the difference between just a benign rainstorm and potential destruction.
There's a key component to the atmosphere we look at when forecasting severe weather, and it's known as wind shear. And there are two components to it, speed shear and directional shear. So let's first tackle directional shear. Let's say at the surface where you and I live, the winds are out of the south at 10 miles per hour. However, as you go tens of thousands of feet into the air, at maybe the jet stream level, those winds turn from the west. This is 90 degrees of directional shear, and it's this shear that causes the horizontal rotation of supercell thunderstorms. Now let's look at speed shear. Let's go back to our southerly winds. They're out of the south here at 10 miles per hour at the surface. However, go again up tens of thousands of feet to that jet stream level. Notice how the winds can go well in excess of 100 miles an hour. This speed shear causes a vertical rolling motion in the atmosphere. So it's that combination of speed shear and directional shear that is a favorable atmosphere for rotating supercell thunderstorms and potentially tornadoes.
Okay, so what places could be affected today? Well, a really good deal of the eastern seaboard, especially mid-Atlantic, farther south into Florida. The elements are there. We've got this upper-level energy. We've got moist surface flow. You've got the jet stream that's going to play a part. And I'll tell you another thing we might be dealing with is low-level jet that could cause some of these storms to rotate. We're talking supercells. Those could spawn the tornadoes, some strong winds, some heavy rainfall. Hail could be in the mix. Yeah, it certainly could. You look at this, and everything that's shaded in the orange or the red are all potential trouble spots. The biggest player could be the chance of those tornadoes. As of now, in terms of the TorCon, some locations, not a 3 out of 10, not a 4, but up to a 6 out of 10 in both Raleigh and Norfolk. For Myrtle Beach, for now, it is a 5 out of 10 on the TorCon, but know that these numbers, they're not static. They may fluctuate. If conditions look like they may worsen, we may see an uptick in these numbers, perhaps all of them. Now, in terms of the flood alerts, ground saturated in a lot of places, and especially up towards Asheville, North Georgia to Greenville, you do have a lot of rolling hills. You have some higher elevation, so you're going to have the factor of orographic lift that could enhance some of the rainfall. Again, you hear me say it all the time. Low-lying areas, places with poor drainage in your community, places that you're familiar with that always seem to flood whenever you have heavy rainfall. Stay away from those areas today, because we could see, again, the water rise very quickly, perhaps even into Cincinnati as well. As it stands now, the water we're going to be seeing on your roadways, well, it's going to be piling up along parts of 95 as we get to the mid-morning hours, through rush hour and beyond, even as you head out to lunch in the afternoon. Look at this installment that comes back towards Raleigh, and then we can see it just unleash its way by 5 p.m. out towards Goldsboro, Warsaw, perhaps even Murfreesboro before the day is done. We make our way up to Philadelphia. The story you're going to have there along the banks of the Delaware, going to be more prevalent rainfall by 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. We'll move into the afternoon. More where that came from, 295 and even up to 78 in Doylestown. It is all going to be heavy rain into Thursday. Hey, let's start with the weekend view. And as we take a peek at what you can anticipate, let's put this into motion very quickly. It's all in the east where we have that severe weather potential, some of it in the form of rain, sleet, or snow. Out to the west, a nice quiet time, and that quiet is going to continue for you when you get into Thursday. All the action remains back in the Ohio Valley. By Friday, one of the better days we're going to have around the country. A nice break in the action. Meanwhile, back out to the west, we see another system coming in, bringing in a promise of rainfall. High elevation on Saturday, some snow for the northern Rockies and perhaps even into the Wasatch Range, also into, say, the coastal range. Yeah, and maybe even into the Cascades. That's going to continue into your Sunday, and we see more of that moisture work its way into the central and western Great Lakes. All right, folks, we have more coming up on AMHQ early. Severe storms and tornadoes ripping through southern Louisiana. An up-close look at the damage left behind when we come back right after this commercial break. All right, folks, you're watching AMHQ early. Sit tight.
Your brain is an amazing thing, but as you get older, it naturally begins to change, causing a lack of sharpness or even trouble with recall. Thankfully, the breakthrough in Prevagen helps your brain and actually improves memory. The secret is an ingredient originally discovered in jellyfish. In clinical trials, Prevagen has been shown to improve short-term memory. Prevagen, the name to remember.
Men over 40, have you tried the GNC award-winning innovation designed to invigorate your body and increase your libido? If you're experiencing less drive, general sluggishness, and decreased performance, you need Nugenix. Nugenix is a powerful man-boosting innovation. For 2013, it won GNC's Innovative Product of the Year and was also named GNC's #1 selling men's vitality product. For a limited time, enjoy a complimentary bottle by going to trynugenix.com and entering this promo code. Nugenix uses clinically researched Testofen, the patented key ingredient to boosting your free testosterone levels. Enjoy more passion, stronger libido, improved performance. Be more the man you want to be in the gym and in the bedroom. Tired of your body not performing like you'd like it to? Feel like the best man you can be with award-winning Nugenix. Nugenix samples are not available in stores. You can only get your complimentary bottle by going to trynugenix.com and entering the promo code below. trynugenix.com.
Getting to know you, getting to know all about you, getting to like you,
getting to hope you like me.
Is someone getting to know your credit? Not without your say-so. Credit Lock lets you lock and unlock your TransUnion credit report with the swipe of a finger.
Getting to know you, getting to know all about you.
Get one-touch Credit Lock plus your score and report at transunion.com. Get in the know.
When you're on hold, your business is on hold. That's why Comcast Business doesn't leave you there. When you call, a small business expert will answer you in about 30 seconds. No annoying hold music. Just a real person, real fast, whenever you need them. So your business can get back to business. Sounds like my ride's ready.
Don't get stuck on hold. Reach an expert fast. Comcast Business, built for business.
Finding a home abroad,
Mexico,
Spain,
Germany,
Amsterdam, has never felt closer.
I want to be on a beach and feel like a tourist every day.
House Hunters International, weeknights at 10:30 on HGTV.
Need a new mattress? Come to El Dorado and shop Florida's largest mattress selection.
A good meteorologist friend gave me the nickname Dew Point Diva, which is my favorite weather piece of data. And I love dew points, and I try to spread the love about how useful they are, because that's the actual measure of moisture in the air. And if you start to look at the dew point every day and you realize when the dew point is in the 60s and 70s, it's sticky and humid. And when the dew point is in the 20s and teens, it's so dry you can't drink enough water and you can't put on enough chapstick. Then you realize how important that dew point is.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, afternoon thunderstorms developing, windy. A few storms may be severe. High 84. Tonight, partly cloudy, chance of a thunderstorm. Low 59, chance of rain 30%. Thursday, generally sunny. High 71. Winds west-northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
All right, guys, take a look at this for a moment. This damage, this is at a Gold's Gym in Prairieville, Louisiana. You see the roof damage from the severe storms, also from the tornadoes, and look at that. Reported tornado ripped off parts of the wall. Now, this is not the only spot that suffered this kind of damage. There were other businesses that had issues. Fortunately, though, no injuries were reported in that area.
So imagine being at the gym. That's one way to get your heart rate up.
I would think so.
Being there and having a workout. So at the height of the storm, we had 30,000 people without power. Right now, that number is down to 17,000. 3 deaths confirmed from these storms. 2 of them happening in Louisiana. Mike Seidel is going to be live in Convent later on.
I'll be darned. I wish I could say to you and to our viewers that the severe weather threat was coming to a screeching halt, but unfortunately for a lot of you, it's going to be ramping up. In fact, let's go ahead and take a look at what we have. And with us, we have got a big part of the population, millions of you that are going to be dealing with the strong winds, the heavy rainfall, and yes, the threat of tornadic activity. You take a look at this map, you see the severe, where it happens to be shaded in red. You've got the chance of storms, where you have the orange. Is a huge area that could be dealing with that potential rough weather. Let's go ahead and advance this, and we'll show you what we have in terms of the TorCons, the Tornado Condition Index, within 50 miles for, let's see, parts of North Carolina, Virginia. It's a 6 out of 10. You make your way into South Carolina and Southeast Georgia. It is a 5 out of 10. Then there's the story of southern Georgia and northern Florida, a 6 out of 10. Now, atmosphere is primed. You got dew points that are way up. And you take a look at this water vapor imagery, and I mean, it is just a blowtorch that you're going to be getting. Massive instability, cold air loft, all this surging upward. It condenses, forms those thunderheads, and on it goes. This story that we're going to be seeing in places like South Georgia is going to be a loud one this morning. We've got a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings that are in effect. The counties of Brooks, Lowndes, and Madison, the cities of Barretts, Quitman, and Valdosta. If you happen to be in that area, you want to take cover immediately. Lowest floor, away from outdoor outside windows, the best bet. Also in the counties of Atkinson and Coffee, the cities of Ambrose and Douglas. This will be in effect until 5:30. Again, severe thunderstorms that we have at this point. A lot of lightning. Many of you don't need the alarm clocks this morning. You've got the weather waking you up, and we're going to see these yawn their way up towards Savannah, eventually into Charleston before the day is out. We continue our journey in telling this story, and we'll show you parts of the Bluegrass region into portions of, say, Knoxville and Bristol and Roanoke. All rain stories for you. Something else to think about is the rain that we're talking about that could be affecting some of the high elevation. Could be very intense. Orographic lift to big players can enhance some of the rainfall. So flooding is going to be another big issue for many of you. My buddy Jaden Carfagna would look at this map and she'd be impressed. She's all about dew points, moisture content that we have in the atmosphere. And right now from Savannah to Jacksonville to Tampa, it is very, very high. When you have those dew points getting very close to the temperatures, and these are very close, that is a primed atmosphere. Take a look at this. Look at the result. We put this in motion for you. Sam Freeman, the guy driving this, our great weather producer, shows this, again, line. Intense storms going from Tampa clear up into Charleston, back into Raleigh. But boom, a lot of punch to it, folks. And even by 1 p.m., we're going to see the atmosphere do something else. It's going to become increasingly unstable. So it's not going to be a quick hit where it's going to end up this morning. It's going to last into the midday hours and perhaps into the afternoon. And one of the byproducts we're going to get, rain, and a lot of it. Some locations, A-Rod, we could see up to 2 to 3 inches of rain. That's the flooding potential that we're going to see, not just in parts of the south, but also into the upper Midwest.
All right, yeah, and let's head to the Show Me State and say good morning to you in St. Louis. Be aware that you are not only under a wind advisory today, but also a winter weather advisory. Look, it looks muggy there, but it's actually 38 degrees. That's a little bit of fog. It feels like 26, and we've got 14 million people under winter storm warnings today. St. Louis, you're one of them. And you can thank a little winter storm named Petros.
Absolutely. A little winter storm that's going to be, again, a big headache for so many people. If you were enjoying some of the mild conditions we had last weekend, you're thinking, man, winter's gone. Not so fast, because we see this thing quickly moving its way up into the Great Lakes, some of it in the form of rain now, but it's going to be the transformation you'll have later this morning that's going to be troubling, going from the rain to the snowfall. And as we pop through this, here you go. From Springfield, east of Kansas City, you've got all that moisture coming through. Notice Indianapolis, what a strange dichotomy you have in terms of the rainfall. In Indianapolis proper and points south, it's all going to be rainfall. Everything north, it's going to be all snow. All snow, a little bit of sleet in there too. That's going to be bound for Chicago, maybe Michigan City, South Bend, Indiana, over towards, say, Detroit. All this entire area, you could see some heavy snowfall. Let's move it in time, and as we go hour by hour, we're going to see this thing migrate its way, pulling right up into parts of Canada. And as it does so, we can expect the snow to become fairly heavy, wrapping around into, let's see, Detroit and into Chicago. Some locations could get up to 18 inches of snowfall. All right, folks, we've got more on this story and many others coming up. But first, the strong storms continue to permeate parts of Georgia and Florida. More on these severe thunderstorms coming up on the other side of this commercial break. You are watching AMHQ Early.
Building the only trucks with the best fuel economy, best towing, best torque, and best payload takes guts. Overcoming any obstacle, that's the glory. Get a great deal on the trucks that give you both during Ram Truck Month. Get 0% financing for 60 months, plus up to $2,000 truck month bonus cash on 2016 Ram 1500 trucks.
Pure is big, bold, and just better. Pure is McCormick. The smallest pinch of Pure McCormick can make meals legendary. We want to help you realize the rich taste that Pure can bring, because Pure tastes better.
Tired of food sticking to the pan? You try to scrape it, and then you scratch it. You may as well trash it. Not anymore. Hi, Chef Daniel Green here with Gotham Steel, the newest technology in non-stick cookware made with ceramic and super strong titanium. Stronger than ever before. It's literally like cooking on air. Everything slides right off. This pan makes cooking so easy. Check out this s'mores recipe. Start with chocolate chips, add sweetened condensed milk, marshmallows, and then bake. That's right, use Gotham Steel in the oven to up to 500 degrees. And then look, it slides right out. Delicious. And it's dishwasher safe. Watch, you'd never whisk eggs in a non-stick pan, right? Well, you can with my pan. Use metal and never make a scratch ever. No oil or butter, absolutely no sticking and no scratches. It's amazing. Plus make flavorful flaky salmon and grill steaks to perfection. Look, burnt cheese is a frying pan disaster. Not with my pan. Shredded Parmesan, right on the heat. And here's a secret. Shape a bowl for a unique way to serve party dips. Even fire won't damage Gotham Steel. Make steak fajita flambe with ease. No burnt stuck on mess. Just a clean pan and flawless food every time.
Get your 9.5-inch Gotham Steel pan with new titanium ceramic surface for just $19.99. It includes high-end features like a metal scratch guard ring and a solid stainless steel handle. Plus, it's safe for the whole family because Gotham Steel has no harmful PFOAs. And we're so sure it won't stick and won't scratch that we're going to give you a huge 90-day money-back guarantee. No other pan will give you that. So call now to get your Gotham Steel pan with titanium and ceramic for $19.99. Here's how to order.
To order, call 1-800-340-4038. That's 1-800-340-4038. Or order online at gothamsteel.com. That's 1-800-340-4038.
Here's something new. Now you can get the Weather Channel forecast on the new LL Bean app. Just tap, shop, and discover. The new app from LL Bean, featuring forecasts from the Weather Channel. Download today.
I am never getting married. Never. Guaranteed.
You picked a beautiful ring.
Thank you.
We're never having kids.
I love it here.
We are never moving to the suburbs. We are never getting one of those. We're never having another kid.
I'm pregnant.
I'm never letting go.
For all the nevers in life, State Farm is there.
When the going gets tough, the tough keep pulling.
All new episodes of Highway Through Hell, Sunday nights at 10 on the Weather Channel. Yeah!
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, afternoon thunderstorms developing, windy. A few storms may be severe. High 84. Tonight, partly cloudy, chance of a thunderstorm. Low 59. Chance of rain 30%. Thursday, generally sunny. High 71. Winds west-northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.